Welcome to r/Bestof Redditor Updates, where OP discovers that her husband's favorite hobby is bullying children. Our next Reddit post comes from r/relationships. I'm a 32-year-old woman and my husband is 34. I just discovered that my husband of 6 years is a Reddit troll and I'm pregnant. My husband left the browser open on our laptop after he went to work this morning. I go to work afterwards, so I usually hop on and do my own things on my real account. Today, however, I was disgusted at what I found. My husband is a troll. A really effing nasty troll. He leaves horribly mean comments to all kinds of people. They're filled with racist slurs, awful insults. He tears into fat people, ugly people, etc. He loves to troll around places like r/progress pics to discourage people. And for those who don't know, Progress Pics is a place where you post progress pictures as you continuously lose weight or work out. He sent direct messages to people to call them names. He calls women who post on r/gone wild sluts and whores and grunts. I was horrified, completely horrified. My husband is a nice, gentle man who's supportive and kind. In our 9-year relationship, we fought 3 times total. I never thought this is behavior that he would take part in, but this is something else. It made me wonder what else he did on the internet. So I looked at his browser history to also find him harassing teenagers on Tumblr. What? Telling them to kill themselves. Calling cute girls ugly, fat, and stupid. Dude, what? It horrified me to think that this was the man who could be raising our daughter with me in a few months. I understand that trolling can be fun. We've all laughed at Ken M once or twice. But this goes far beyond what I ever imagined. I don't know how to look at him. I've lost respect for the man that I looked up to and admired. Good men don't tear each other down. People don't do that in general. I don't know what to do. I want to bring it up to him, but I don't know how to do it without him automatically getting defensive and spouting off the same lines you hear from people. Get a thicker skin, the world isn't kisses and rainbows, etc. Yeah, OP, I think your husband also comments in my videos a lot of the time. Then, 8 days later, OP posted an update. I confronted him about this issue very tamely over breakfast. I asked him flat out if he was harassing and bullying people online. He said yes and immediately withdrew. After telling him that I really needed to know why, he said he needed time to think about it. When he finally gave me his answer, I was disappointed. He said that he trolled and bullied people because it was an outlet for him to relieve stress. He said that he didn't view the people as real or what he was doing as anything other than a joke, and if it hurt feelings, then those people have bigger problems and it's not my fault. I told him that this wasn't acceptable behavior for an adult, and that he needed to stop it and find another way to express his frustrations that didn't involve hurting strangers. He said that he'd think about it. Unfortunately, he's still doing it. I saw it happening a few more times, and after he left for work, I looked again to see more comments and posts. I was disappointed. This was not the man that I married, or so I thought, but I guess it is. I told him that we need to either go to counseling for this or start the separation process. I told him that I couldn't trust him to help raise a child if he speaks to strangers, children included, the way that he does online. I let him know that I thought that it was cowardly, pathetic, and that I lost a lot of respect for him. I know this would be abrasive and hurtful, and I don't like that I had to tell him that, but I just can't look at him the same way. We also haven't had intercourse, and we've barely touched. Unfortunately, he told me that he wouldn't be going to counseling because there's nothing wrong with what he's doing, and he deserves to have me time to release his emotions. And because I want to protect my child and myself, I've asked him to leave the house. He's staying with friends, but I don't think this will lead to reconciliation. Dude, what? The guy really chose trolling over his wife and unborn baby? What? All right, hold on. There's an update. 6 months later, OP posted an update. So I've given birth to my beautiful daughter. She's the light of my life, and she's one of the easiest babies I've ever been around. After 1 month of being apart, my husband contacted me and asked me if I'd be willing to enter into counseling regarding our situation. Of course, after being together for so long and us having a child, and my belief that marriage is not something to be taken lightly, I jumped at this. In counseling, it was revealed that he was doing a lot more than what I knew about. He was involved heavily in bullying people all over the internet. He said that this was his stress relief and that if people can't take it, then it's their problem, not his. He admitted to being involved in taking pictures of fat women from Tumblr and posting them on Reddit. In general, it was all worse than I had originally known. He started to put his efforts elsewhere. He picked up a few new hobbies to release his tension to. He then decided that he would stop, and we slowly merged our family together again. I was feeling happy, ecstatic really, that my daughter would have the life she deserved. Unfortunately, he's still at it. After 3 weeks of being together and our lives seemingly going back to normal, I discovered from his friend that he was still harassing and bullying teenagers and fat women. I have reason to believe that he's one of the individuals who bullied Leela Alcorn as well as a few other trans teenagers. Hold on, I don't recognize this name. What's her story? Okay, Leela Alcorn ended her life over bullying. Jeez. Yo, this post is getting dark. This broke my heart and solidified my decision. I tried to have one more counseling session to really get through to him, but he defended his actions as, "It's just the internet and it's not a big deal." In February, I filed for divorce. It broke my heart, and I wish there had been another way. But that's the end of the story. I can't be in a marriage with someone who's so cruel to children. I can't! My daughter and I are moving to a smaller house, closer to my family. She'll be raised around many, many people who love her already. Yo, you guys, what the hell? Honestly, what the hell? This guy chose bullying children over his wife and child? What? I can't even wrap my brain around this. How can something so disgusting be so valuable to you to the point that you would just nuke your family so you can keep driving teenagers to kill themselves? What? Man, I almost wonder if there's something wrong with his brain. Like he's, has some kind of condition, sociopath or psychopath or whatever the term is. I don't know, but this is weird behavior. Also, OP's husband, if you're listening to this, get out of my comment section, Buster. Our next Reddit post comes from r/TrueOffMyChest. I'm honestly stunned right now. I've just learned that my fiance Kim is just completely insane. She took some days off work this week because she was sick and she avoided seeing people in person. She claimed that she was just feeling sick and wanted to stay home alone. She's never given me any indication that she would lie about this in the 6 years that we've been together. No one in her family had any worries because she was a stable individual who would never do anything crazy. But she got a face tattoo. She took 3 sick days from work to recover from the fact that she got a face tattoo. She told no one of this plan beforehand. Never in our time together has Kim talked to me about any tattoos. She showed no indication that she was even interested in getting any. I, her fiance, wasn't even the first person to learn about it. Her sister Kim visited her because she was worried about her, and then we got the grand reveal. Kim didn't want to tell anyone beforehand because she didn't want to be talked out of it. And she hid the results because the swelling and redness were so bad that we would react badly and not be able to understand the artistic meaning. Kim is Asian American. She got Japanese symbols going down her forehead and under her eye. I don't know the meaning of them. I don't really know if I care to know the meaning of them. Kim's parents are Japanese immigrants, and according to her sister, who was nice enough to inform me of this whole debacle, this is a big no-no in Japanese culture. Tattoos have links to crime and are looked down upon. Her parents are beside themselves, and that's a whole other set of drama that I can't even begin to approach. Kim talked to me last night about it and acted offended and started a fight because I told her it was absolutely insane of her to do this. She works in a public-facing job. She talks face-to-face with clients in the financial industry. The minute her boss finds out, the career that she went to school for will be over. She actually didn't consider her job or family or me at all and decided a long time ago that she was going to express herself freely without any concerns. I'm worried about her right now. This isn't normal. Dear Lord, I really need to run, don't I? Also, in an edit, OP gives a little bit of context that Kim is 29 and he's 28. Then, 8 months later, OP posted an update. Kim broke up with me and called off a 7-year relationship when I questioned why she did this. She worked in a client-facing job for an incredibly large financial institution, and she was let go within a month of showing back up for work of getting the tattoo. I kept in contact with Kim's sister, hoping for some news. They tried to get her help because they thought she was having some kind of psychotic break. However, Kim eventually called the cops on her own family, claiming they were harassing her. After that, I decided to just walk away. Kim didn't just destroy her own life. When she broke up with me, I felt numb. I knew this wasn't the real Kim doing this. The person who made these choices was not Kim. The woman who told me over the phone that she hated my guts for not supporting her. The woman who wrote that she hated me and only ever stayed with me out of pity. That was not the woman I asked to marry me. That wasn't Kim. That was someone who I came to find out was having a mental breakdown. I never moved on from Kim, but I came to accept what had happened. I thought I was okay until 2 weeks ago. I got a call from Kim. I was surprised because she had previously blocked my number. We didn't really talk. I didn't know what to say to her, but we decided that she would come over to my place and we talked. The tattoo is still there, but she's covering it up now with makeup. She says that when she has the funds, she's going to look into getting it removed if possible. She's lost a lot of weight since I last saw her. All right, hold on. This is really starting to sound like drugs to me. She hasn't been able to find a new job. She'll probably need to move to a new city for that. She was no longer the Kim that I had fallen in love with. She was like a shell of her former self. Something just wasn't there anymore that used to be. Kim told me what happened, that the year leading up to the tattoo was awful for her. The stress of everything seemed to pile up more and more. However, the thing that's important is that she secretly started doing methamphetamines to keep her performance up at work and to deal with everything. Well, mystery solved. Then, one day, she just out of nowhere decided that she hated everything in her life. She explained why she wanted the tattoo at the time. It didn't really make any sense, but then most of what she was thinking at the time didn't make any sense. And then from there, she just lost control of everything. I won't talk about what happened after she disappeared, but it's not pretty. There are things she did that will follow her for the rest of her life. It explained a lot, but it didn't make things any better. We talked for nearly the entire night. She didn't leave my place until almost 4 a.m. Since then, she said that she wants to try to get back together with me. She admitted that she knows things can't be the same, but she wants to try. Then, 3 weeks later, OP posted an update. I learned yesterday that my ex, Kim, died of a drug overdose. Kim reappeared in my life about a year ago after breaking up with me and essentially becoming a ghost. She claimed that she was clean, but she wasn't. It was obvious she was still using meth, and my guess is that she was still using fentanyl. After I finally declined to get back together with her, she slashed my tires after causing a scene at my office. Luckily, she's been out of my life for 6 months after some cops put the fear of God into her after she broke the restraining order. Yesterday, though, Kim's sister called me to let me know that she was found dead Sunday morning. Kim's parents are quietly cremating her, and there won't be a ceremony. It seems that stealing and abusing her family since she started doing meth has made them just as detached about her as me. Or maybe they've already mourned the loss of their daughter long ago, and now this is just the end of whatever remained. Right now, I don't know how to feel. I feel like I should be sad. I knew Kim for 7 years. I was with her for 6. I was engaged to her. I lost my virginity to her. She was the only person I truly loved. I used to sit up with her and talk about the family that I wanted to have. I wanted Kim to be the mother of my kids. She sat with me as I cried when I heard the news about my mother's death. At that point in my life, she was the most important thing in the world to me. And yet, I don't feel anything. When Kim left me, I was devastated. When she came back into my life, she made me feel a combination of emotions that I can't even describe. And now, hearing the news that she's dead, I don't feel anything. I feel like I should feel something, right? Man, these stories about drugs, it's just so crazy to me to think that there's some substance out there that if you put into your body, it's like you're being possessed by a ghost, and this substance will take over your mind and turn you into a completely different person. And then the other equally scary thing is that this happened out of nowhere after 6 years in a relationship. You'd think that after 6 years, you really know someone, but then no, apparently you don't. I've been with my wife for like 13 years, but, it kind of makes you think, could someone just totally flip a switch one day and become a completely different person that you don't recognize? I guess it's possible, and it's kind of scary. Our next Reddit post is from rSlash entitled Parents. My mom doesn't care about me or my life, and most of the time she's out with her boyfriend doing God knows what. I do my own stuff and pay for whatever I want with my own money because I have a part-time job. I'm also still in school. Yesterday, I bought new headphones I'd been saving up for. When my mom saw this, she immediately asked me why I was wasting money on useless objects and told me to return it. Here's the crazy part. She got pissed and wants me to give her 65% or 60% if she's feeling generous of the money that I earn at my part-time job because I'm her kid and I owe her for raising me and paying the bills in the house that I live in. She's insane. If she wants the money so bad, she should ask her insufferable douchebag of a boyfriend for it, and not her son who's still in school. It's not like she even lends me or gives me money at all in the first place, so now I have to pay to exist. Great! Also, for context, OP is 16 and in the UK. Then, 2 years later, OP posted an update. Here's an update to my life since I posted that. When I was 16, my mom started insisting that I pay her my salary because apparently what I make is hers too. Also, she didn't have a job at the time and was living off of some government aid and her boyfriend. I didn't end up giving my mom 65% of my money, but I did end up paying for a lot of stuff for her. She also stole my money a few times because her boyfriend is an effing dickhead. She had a little incident with him. I don't know how to explain it other than they got into a fight and they started throwing furniture at each other, which caused us to get evicted and they broke up. Woohoo! After that, she still begged me for money, but other than that, I just stayed out of her way for the most part. I did my A-levels and got a scholarship to university, and I managed to save enough so that I'm not completely broke. I now share a flat with my friend, and my mom sometimes texts me for stuff, but I mostly just ignore her. Well, short and sweet. It's nice to have a story with a happy ending every now and then. That was rSlash Best of Redditor Updates, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.